So we have understood life cycle yesterday, right? So today's topic would be completely on the services, right? If you remember, we have seen the data communication by means of parent component, progress bar, right? We have taken the progress bar, which is communicating by means of parent component. So services, one use of services is for sharing the data. But technically, services are that things. I'll go to the Angular services. These are the services. See, why services? Components shouldn't fetch save data directly, and they certainly shouldn't knowingly present the fake data. They should focus on presenting the data and delegate the data access to the service. In one line, they have cleared why do you use services, right? Why do you use services? First, components are for the presenting data. Operations on the data need to be done by someone else, and presenter should only focus on component should only focus on presenting the data, right? But the data manipulation is something different, and that should be done by services. Is a design need. Without services also you can make your Angular application, but that would be nasty, not that good. That would be little bit mess would be there. Everything in one thing, right? That is not a good thing. So you need to delegate the data manipulation from the core part to the sub part. Getting that? That is nothing but the services. So in this tutorial, whatever, I don't need that. Services are a great way to share the information among the classes that don't know each other. See, this is the concern. In the earlier thing, parent-child was a relationship. Here, services are a great way to share the information that don't know each other. Getting that thing? So we'll see what they have written over here. We will see. And here, the principle of DI is going to be used. Service would be one part, right? And the component would be one part. But component is dependent on the service. Means whenever you want to create object of component, you need to provide object of what? Service. That's what we call as DI, dependency injection. Is very overview definition I have given you, right? But in depth, there are many frameworks who provides you dependency injection. And Angular has its own internally, right? Let me tell you how exactly it is working. Very first thing, let me create the project. Go to the containing folder, and in the containing folder, here I would like to create one more project, ngg application, ngg application. And what is that application? Services. And hit the enter. Services would be getting created here, right? One project it will create. So my Angular version is mismatching. Your global CLI version is 8.3.20 and your local is 8.3.19, right? Do you want to have a routing? No, routing is next weekend, right? We will complete routing on the next weekend anyhow. Remember that. That's my target for completing the routing on the next weekend. After that there is the forms. After that there is the HTTP observables and the pipes. That's it. So it will take a little moment to complete it. Okay, project has been created. Now if you find service, here you can have services like this, right? And let me start the project for services. What's the command for starting the particular project? npm hyphen hyphen services, right? Hit the enter. So we have created the service, right? Well, I have read this page many times. If you want to have in-depth knowledge, well, we are going to give you in-depth knowledge, but still if you want to have a reading material, go to this page, right? None other than this is the only page you can refer, and once you get the concept, you can start reading something else, right? But this is the only page you should refer at the beginning. We have started the project, right? It's taking time. I don't know what happened with my system, but something has misplaced. An Angular running of Angular project is taking too much time on my system. This might not be scenario on your machines. Okay, so services is in place, right? Services is running on your screen. So what I would like to do, go to the projects, go to the directives, and what I would be needing is a style.css, right? And into that you can copy this, and you should paste in where? Services style.css. Okay, so Bootstrap is in place now. So you go here, you can go here, HTML, delete this all, and you can say dot container dot row dot colmd and what? 12, and h4 label is services. The topic is what? Services. You can find services over here. Let's make a muted text, apply one class muted, or sorry, text muted is the class, right? Text muted is a class for like this, for making it little bit more sophisticated. And here you can say empty 1, margin top 1. Okay, Bootstrap 4 classes. These are the Bootstrap 4 classes, which gives you elegance in focusing on the business logic. Styling completely shift to the Bootstrap, right? So services are there. Now first thing what I want to do is shipping the business logic from component to the service. What I want to do, shipping the whole business logic, whole bunch of business logic from component TypeScript to the service TypeScript. For this, I would like to create one service, nggs. S stands for service. And name of the service, shipped service, or you can say logical service, right? Logical service. In which project? Services. Hit the enter, and here it has created the logical service. Now just observe the service class. Forget about these two things for now. At the end of the lecture you'll get to know these things. If I remove this thing, service is nothing but what you can say, simple TypeScript class, nothing fancy in this, right? If I remove these these things have some meaning, right? You'll get to know what is injectable at the end of the class, today's class. But I remove it. This is nothing but simple TypeScript class. Getting that? Simple TypeScript class. This is. But when it becomes service, you just have written this. Service has to be provided. Service has to be provided. Once this class is going to be provided, it becomes service. So where you are going to provide, you can provide service at the two levels. One is a module level and one is a component level. You can provide service at what? Two levels. One is a module level, another one is what? Component level. Go to the module here, and can you see there is a providers array? And here you can say logical service. Logical service. Remember that the moment you provide the service at the module level, all the components, all the directives have access to this service. This service is going to get initialized when module is going to get initialized, and it will remain in the memory throughout the module. Till your module is in the memory, your service is in the memory. So be aware. Right? Now, another way of providing, you can provide the service at component level. So you can get this array as it is, and here you can provide it. This import statement is missing. You can import it like this. The moment you provide TypeScript class at the component level or at the module level, it becomes what? Service. The moment you provide a TypeScript class at the component level or at the provider or at the module level, in the providers array, it becomes what? Service. Remember that is nothing but the TypeScript class. But if you provide it, it becomes service. Okay. And you can provide it in the two ways, at the module level and at what? Component level. There are separate significances of providing this thing. One we have discussed. If you need a service object throughout the module that need to be accessed by all of the components inside particular module, you are going to provide it to what? Module level. WebSockets. If you have a WebSockets, who are going to get the data continuously from the IoT device or from one middleware, you need to write that thing, right, in the module level. But if you want to have a simple login REST API, you want to call what? Login web service. If you want to call login web service, which is limited to the login page only, which is limited to what? Login component only. Why you are providing it at module level unnecessarily? Because that service is going to be called only one REST API for the module, for the component only, that particular component only. And that's why you need to be very much cautious about providing service at module level or at component level. See now, here straight away you can write. Remember that the moment you provide service at a component level, per component object would be getting created. If you have 10 components like this, 10 objects of the separate components and 10 objects of the services would be getting provided. Getting that thing? 10 objects of the separate services, 10 objects of the separate components are going to be provided, and the service lifespan would be till the component lifespan only. The service will survive till the component is available. Once component is getting destroyed, service would be getting destroyed. This is about providing service. Right? Now, one more implication of providing service at module level and the component level we will discuss. So what I'll do, let me create the two components. Let me create two components. NGGC, I can say, right, and name of the component. And what would be that? You can say input box IPBX, input box component, right, hyphen hyphen project. Which project? Services, right, input box, and here I can say styling box, STYBX, styling box, right. I have created these two components over here, input box and styling box. Here I can go, you can have dot row dot colmd6, and here also what, 6, 12 columns I have created in this way. Getting that thing? 12 columns I have created in this way. And here I would like to have IPBX, app IPBX. Here you can have app STY and BX, app STY PX. Two components we have. Inter-component communication. Getting that? Inter-component communication. So we have seen this. These two components can communicate with each other by means of parent component, right? This we have seen at the time of progress bar. Getting that? Now, these two will communicate with each other by means of one service, right? So let me create a UI first. So here you can have one page division, input type is equals to text. Here I would be having input type as text, and placeholder would be quantity, right? Input type number we can have. Here also we can have number, quantity, price, right? Here I am going to enter the quantity and price. And in another component, there is one page division. Here you have entered the price and what? Tax, I will say, placeholder would be the tax, and total. Tax and what? Total. So your UI will look like this: quantity, price, tax and total. Getting that? Now below I would like to have one more component. Hang. Just wait a moment.